How you doing, YouTube? Welcome to another beer review, and today we're delving once again into Beer52's Hop Project box, which was curated with their new head of beer, Chris JJ Healy. Unfortunately, I've left my copy of Ferment downstairs, which has some additional information. But yeah, so if you've been interested by any of the Beer52 reviews that I've done over the existence of the Clueless Drinker, then I will put my referral link down below. So if you're interested and you're in the UK, you can give it a try for yourself. Helps me out a little bit as well. And yeah, I'll also put my playlist to any beer that I've received from Beer52. Before I get into this one, I didn't record a review for this, and I'm annoyed now because the label is ripped, which is annoying. But yeah, that's actually really annoyed me because I really wanted this label. But this was the Ton Garrido, which was a New Zealand hopped saison, which I just drank. Didn't get around to reviewing it. And this was brewed with Pacific Gem, Rocao, and then dry hopped with Waitiri and Matika. And it was described as delightfully dry with wonderful yeasty esters. Kiwi dry hops offer berry fruit and cracked pepper seasoning. And yeah, 4.5% saison, hops by New Zealand, and art by Delaney Allen. Beautiful photography. It was okay, but it's a saison at the end of the day. It had maybe a little bit more of a slight fruitiness than a regular saison, so I'm not too upset that I didn't actually get a review of it. But of course, I will put the link down below to Delaney Allen, because you should definitely check out the photography. Beautiful, beautiful stuff, and I'm devastated that my label is ripped, but oh well, such is life. And yeah, I'd say out of 10 I'd give it a 6 out of 10 maybe. For a saison, it was good, it was palatable, but I'm still not a fan of the style. But I'm yet to be convinced, and that's what the Clueless Drink is all about, is just trying new things, developing my own palate, and hopefully giving you some entertainment and maybe some education along the way. Minus the education. But yeah, so today we're going to the wonderful Isles of the UK. And we're looking at the Maypole British Bitter. So, Mark Twain once dubbed a classic, a book which people praise and don't read. Not so much this supremely drinkable, beery classic. Dominant sweet malt characters with crisp, refreshing hop bitterness. Why they referenced Mark Twain, I don't know. Bittering hops are Northern Brewer, East Kent Goldings, and then the dry hops are Sterling and Bramlin Cross. The yeast is WLP013, and the ingredients are barley malt, yeast, and water. And the artwork comes courtesy of design duo Crispin Flynn. Beautiful stuff. All of the beers that they've done for this series have got something to do with a hat, and this has to do, of course, with the maypole, with the leaf. Very classic. And yeah, so this is obviously showcasing the British hop. And yeah, so I'm excited to try this one. The bitter's a style that I'm a bit 50-50 on, to be honest. I'd much rather opt for like an American style pale ale than an English bitter most of the time. But when they're on point, they are on point, especially on cask, which, yeah, excuse me. I think cask has got a real potential to really become one of the next trends. But please don't, because we don't need every fucking beer put on cask, let's be honest. But good traditional British beers on cask, you can't go wrong most of the time. And I do enjoy a good cask bitter, but I would 8 times out of 10 opt for an American style pale ale. But yeah, beautiful artwork. Beer clocks in at 4% ABV. I'm sure there would have been a little bit more information in the copy of Ferment, which comes free with Beer52, and just a plain white crown. So I'm going to use this thing that came with Sink the Bismarck, which is like the sort of like a cork, And I don't know if that is actually supposed to be a bottle opener, but it does the job. So that's the important thing. So let's see what we get with this one then. So I'd be interested to see if they've gone traditional, or if they've tried to do like a contemporary twist, especially with the dry hopping process. But yeah, that is quite murky for an English bitter. Actually, no, it's not at all when you hold it up to the light, but it's definitely sort of rusty water looking. It's got that sort of like, I'm used to bitters being a little bit paler, to be honest. But yeah, sort of like slight chestnut, very subtle ruby hues coming out in there as well. There is a little bit of hop haze, I'd say, but not too much. And yeah, definitely copper, a rusty copper, I'd say. And the beer didn't really pour much for head, but the remnants of the head that's there look pretty much brilliant white on camera. But in person, they're just slightly tan, very subtle tan. But yeah, it looks like a lovely, lovely beer. Glad to see that it's not completely filtered, and that's the main thing. Anyway, let's give it a sniff. It's big on the berries. Loads of sort of berry hedgerow fruit character coming out of this one. Like steeped currants and raisins. It's very autumnal on the nose, but then it's also got this sort of like Christmas minced pie filling aroma to it. A little bit of woodiness in there, subtle earthiness, gentle earthy spiciness as well. But yeah, it's like you've been steeping like cherries or something in a liqueur for a long time. Then there's this sort of like lovely Jamaican ginger cake aroma coming out of it. Very dessert-like. Quite a bit of sweetness, to be honest. Almost getting like a banana bread sort of batter, but using brown sugar. Smells really good, actually. That is so appetizing. I did not expect it to be as desserty on the nose. Anyway, smells wonderful, looks good. Let's give it a taste. Chin chin. Wow, it's like cake batter in a glass. I'm used to the bitters that I've had to be a lot more bitter in the hoppy sort of character, and like more savoury than sweet. But this is lovely. This is like you've made, like I was saying, banana bread batter, and it's all mixed in, and you dip your finger in, and you give it a little. I didn't actually need to put my finger in my mouth then, but loads of sweet nutty flavours coming out of this one as well, like caramelised almost cashew nuts maybe. Like dry roasted nuts as well, but with just like maybe some melted brown sugar, which is caramel. Some of the shit I say in beer reviews, I often wonder how I've received the subscriber base that I have. There is an underlining earthiness in there and spiciness, but I'm still getting that like mince filling sort of flavour. Loads of berries. It's really sort of dense tasting. It's not a vibrant sweetness. It is like brown sugar, molasses, but not like a really rich, intense like you would get probably from a stout. Those hops do come through really, really nicely. So it has got very traditional flavours in there, but at the same time, it's got this lovely like emphasis on sweetness without it being overwhelmingly so. So it has almost got that sort of, excuse me, contemporary edge. But, and using my favourite word, evidently, fundamentally, it's an English bitter at heart. And I think if this was to be on cask, it would just elevate the beer even more. The body, as you would expect, a little bit thin. It's definitely sessionable. But that being said, I think after a pint, you might not want to go back for seconds because it's really quite rich for a 4% English bitter. It really, really is. That's lovely. It's like you've put pepper on cherries and then like stewed them in a pan with caramel. Yeah, I'm sticking to that. But it's almost like that woodiness that I got on the nose coming through as well. Yeah. Overall it is balanced. But the more you drink it, the more that sweetness comes out. So a third of this, or, you know, 1 or 2 bottles of this, that sort of thing, that's all you'd need. Perfect beer to drink in between different styles, or building your way up to a much darker beer from like a very vibrant pale ale or a lager. Have a bottle of this and then move on to like an imperial stout, and you know the flavours won't be too distant from each other, because that's the thing. As much as I like to split it up for like a lighter beer and a darker beer, sometimes that lighter beer or darker beer can interfere with the flavour of the beer that you're drinking next. Whereas this, it's like a nice little gradual incline. Someone's going to make that into a GIF. I'm sure they will. But yeah, lovely, lovely beer. I've been really impressed with the hop project box from Beer52. In fact, the least enjoyable beer was this saison that I had, but that's because it was a saison. And yeah, I think I've only got a few beers left from the box. I've really gone through it quite quickly. And yeah, it's definitely been the best box to date that I've had. And that Irish box was quite hard to top. But that being said, the first box I had was just a mixed crate, and that had all these like big, wonderful, like 9, 8 out of 10, even 10 out of 10, like Buxton beers, which just blew me away. But this is absolutely lovely. And yeah, I know there's been talk on like various forums and websites of Beer52, but I would happily continue a subscription with these guys. I'm just gutted that up to this I had to take quite a break for financial reasons, but I'm very excited to check out the next box which is coming up, which is the Can of the Year. Maybe this from Aldi will appear. No, I'm joking. But for £2, I'm not going to complain. But yeah, anyway, the Maypole English Bitter from Beer52, brewed in collaboration with Beer52's new head of beer, Chris J.J. Heaney. Apologies if I got the name completely wrong, my friend. And yeah, also brewed at Brouwerij, who do all the brewing for Beer52. And if they can keep up with beers like this that I've had in this box, I think they've got a good future outside of just the subscription service. Yeah, very, very impressed, and I'm very much looking forward to, well, it's sort of bittersweet, really, describing the beer, actually, in a literal sense. Not in the metaphorical, it's happy but it's sad. But I'm sad to be coming to a close with this box. But I'm very happy to look forward, good England, Peter, to the next beers, because they've got two beers that I'm very excited to try, and I'm going to be doing a head-to-head video, which you might have seen, I'm not sure. But it's 2 beers using the Citra hop, I think, or Cascade, from 2 different parts of the world. Same recipe, same style, but just with the different terroir. Plays a part in that one, so I'm very excited to see that one. And yeah, anyway, I'm waffling on now. I should have ended this video ages ago, but you come back every now and then, so I'm obviously doing a good thing. And yeah, it's always a pleasure to share these beers with you guys. And yeah, I'm looking forward to many, many more from Beer52 in the future. So if you have been interested, I'll put my referral link down below. Of course, check out Beer52 for yourselves regardless. Check out everyone involved in this, and of course, check out Delaney Allen, and then of course, beautiful, beautiful artwork this time around as well. Crispin, Finn. Check out Brouwerij. Check out anybody who's reviewed this beer. Links to the eyeballs in the description. And yeah, thank you very much for being patient and watching this beer review. So you've all been fantastic, and hopefully you'll join me next time for another beer review. See you guys later.